Welcome to Stories from the Center of the Universe, the podcast about the human experience.
All right, the NFL season has ended. 2025-26. I have a lot of thoughts. It's hard to have them organized to try to think about the entire season. I will say that I lost, and this happens every year, when my team doesn't make the playoffs or they get knocked out of the playoffs. I'm not super interested. I still watch the games. I'm interested enough to watch the games because playoff football, that level of competition is pretty interesting to watch. And you realize that these guys are going 100% in the playoffs and maybe 98% in the regular season. It does show. So tonight we're going to share our thoughts about the Super Bowl that just happened. We're also going to pick division winners for next season. We're going to predict who's going to win each division. Zach, I just looked at our little golf ball holder where we have the mini helmets in it.
Yeah.
We were horrible at picking division champs at the beginning of the season.
Where did we go?
I think we went 1 for 8.
Which one?
Hold on, I'm going to take my laptop in there. I'm going to review it.
All right.
This will be a whole lot of fun. Don't pay attention to how I've taken over your room, though, Zach.
I don't care.
All right, I'm going to turn it around on so you see me and the teams. Maybe not. I don't know how to move the.
I don't think that's going to work. Yeah.
All right, can you see?
Barely.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't really tell the helmets, but
You can just
All right.
read them out to us.
All right,
yeah,
AFC,
point to them.
AFC East. We predicted the Ravens.
All right.
Let's see. I'm sorry. AFC North, we picked the Ravens. AFC East, we picked the Bills. So we're 0 for 2. Guess who we picked in the AFC West?
Kansas City.
Yep, wrong there. The AFC South, guess who we picked?
Houston.
Yep, we said Texans, and Jacksonville won the division, right?
Yeah.
The NFC North, we said the Lions. We had the actual division champ for the NFC North in last place. That's pathetic. We got the Eagles right. We had San Fran winning the West, and we had Tampa winning the South. We went 1 for 8.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk about football anymore. Maybe that's not our thing, Zach.
Well, we knew that, but we still talk about it.
Well, it's still our thing. We enjoy being fans, and we enjoy talking about it. All right, so we'll go to Rob. Super Bowl party here. We missed you, Zach, but we had a few folks over, and we watched the game. We may have drank a beer too. We may have done a 10 by 10 sort of thing. But Rob,
Who won
what are
money?
your thoughts? Rob and I both won money because we put in combined probably 60% of the money.
Yeah. Yeah, and add Duke in there too. It was the first touchdown thing, Jack or Zach, that thing we do.
Yeah.
That was just your dad, me, and Duke. So that was only $60 this year as opposed to usually like a $100 or $120 pot. So
Yeah.
and then of course there was no TD for the first 3 quarters. So we were all like, is anybody ever going to score a touchdown?
Yeah.
And then it was like boom, boom, boom. So
Yeah. All right, Rob, thoughts on the game?
yeah, certainly happy with the outcome. I was rooting for the no dog in the fight, obviously, but was rooting for the Seahawks for 3 reasons. One, our good friend Pee Wee, who, like you guys have been, Zach was born into it, but you've been a Tampa Bay fan since they came into the league. He's been a Seahawks fan since they came into the league. I actually just found out like 2 weeks ago that one of my half sisters down in Florida is a massive Seahawks fan, so I was very happy for her. And of course, the third reason is that the Patriots are one of my 3 most disliked teams, and also mainly I could not have them winning the Super Bowl because they would then take the lead in Super Bowl wins. But we are still tied. The Steelers and the Patriots are still tied, so it gives me some little bit of hope for the future. So
2 winningest franchises in the Super Bowl era, but there are 2 There's a player and a coach that beat both franchises.
I know. Tell me
Yeah.
about it. It's crazy. Yeah.
Brady
So
at 7 and Belichick at 8.
that's right. Yep. So which is
Belichick
wacky.
was a DC, Zach, back in the
Okay.
80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were just counting as head coaches, but
No, he got a ring.
no, I
Yeah.
get it.
Over the
Yeah.
Giants wins. To the Pee
So,
Wee
yeah.
thing, Pee Wee and I decided our favorite teams together. The
Right. I think I
conversation went
remember
like
that.
this: we hate the Redskins, we hate the Cowboys, so we're gonna pick whoever we like. Pee Wee has an affinity for that green part of the Seahawks uniform, and I have an affinity for the old orange for Tampa.
That's right.
Good
Yeah.
times.
So yeah, so again, happy with the outcome, and Seahawks defense was, definitely for real. One, I guess, one fun stat. Darnold I think he actually led the league in turnovers during the regular season.
Interceptions, please.
Interceptions, yeah, he had 0 during the playoff run. So he turned it up a notch. I'm happy for him. He deserves it with all the stuff that he's been through. So I was happy about that. So, but yeah,
I think Darnold played better than, say, a Trent Dilfer played for the Ravens or Brad Johnson played for the Bucks.
Yeah.
But I think Trent Dilfer at his current age playing quarterback for the Seahawks still would have won. That's how good that defense.
Yes, I would agree with that. So, yeah.
All right, Zay.
It didn't help him that JSN went out for a while and stuff like that. But his percentage was not good. But he did what he had to do. So, like you said.
I mean, he's not spectacular. He's not Aaron Rodgers or Joe Montana,
Right.
but
he's
better than the guys who just manage games to let the defense win it for him.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He was good enough to get the job done. I definitely didn't see this coming, 5 years ago or 6 years ago, whenever he was doing nothing with the Jets. And most of that, as we know, is the dysfunction of the Jets franchise. But I'm happy for Darnold. Kind of like Rob was saying, I didn't really have a preference who won. I'm happy for Darnold and Kenneth Walker and JSN and all them, Mike McDonald. But the game was just defensively dominated, which is kind of nice. It's refreshing, especially the last, I don't know, it felt like forever. All these Super Bowl winning teams were very offense heavy. It seems like we're kind of seeing a shift in how NFL defenses operate. People have been talking about it for the last couple of years now, but they're bringing 2 high safeties. And so teams are running the ball more, which is slowing down the offenses, but it's preventing those big plays over the top. And I think that was especially prevalent this past season and in the Super Bowl. Something that was very obvious was the Seahawks pass rush, more specifically the Patriots O-line, was getting decimated all night. I mean, I didn't realize how bad it was. I don't know if it was just an injury thing, just the O-line had got beat up all season or what, because I know Will Campbell was injured and he was playing. But he was getting bull rushed all night, and it gave May no time to throw, so they got nothing done on offense.
Yeah, it was I will say this about the Seahawks. Their front four just almost simultaneously in the same distance of collapse was happening. Like it was like a concert. They just I couldn't believe what they were pulling off. You normally don't see just complete collapse every time they went back to pass. And then the Patriots giving up on the run. I mean, they were 12-0 deep into the first half. Like, why are you giving up on the run? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I
Ramondre
agree with
was
that.
having a decent game at the beginning. He slowed down towards the end, and I guess that's maybe why they leaned away. I don't know.
Henderson didn't run the ball. What did he have? 3 or 4 rushes? I don't remember him rushing a lot.
Yeah,
he got blown up on his first run. Part of that, did you see one of their D linemen was talking about the tell that the O-line had? Have you seen that?
No.
One of their left guard had this tell where he would stare directly at the guy he was blocking every single time.
Oh my word!
Well, he's a rookie.
Their left guard.
I think the left guard.
Yeah, I know their left tackle's a rookie. I'm not sure about their left guard.
They're both rookies.
Which one is Campbell? Is he tackle or guard?
He's their left tackle.
Okay, then it's the guard. He's a rookie too, because they saw that. I don't know if you saw that stat, but they're the first rookie combo to start guard tackle on one side of the line in a Super Bowl, I think, ever, or something like that.
Well, that makes sense because that might be an experience thing. But he was staring down Like he would on the first Henderson rush where he got blown up in the backfield, he
Yeah.
stared down the linebacker the entire time. So the whole stadium knows they're running the ball. And then somebody on the defense, I can't remember who it was, recognized that and just rushed the gap and got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Listen, I want to revisit the paper tiger thing. I think I left that narrative for a couple of games because Buffalo, I think, was either competitive in one game and then won another game, and they were against decent to better than average opponents. But then I was back on them being paper tiger again, and I have to get this off my chest. And is 2 weeks ago, we talked about the conference championship games coming up, right? I don't think we recorded after, or did we? Maybe we did. And so if I'm repeating myself, who cares? Easiest regular season that we've talked about a million times. They had the 32nd hardest regular season schedule. They played the worst offensive line in maybe NFL Super Bowl era playoff history in the Chargers. That was their first playoff game. Then they played a team that was quarterbacked by somebody who's degraded his talent unbelievably. CJ Stroud had a very good rookie year, and I don't recognize him now. Like he didn't play anything like he did 2 years ago. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then they play the backup who hadn't played for 2 years in a real game in the conference championship. I mean, that's the easiest path to the Super Bowl. And then when the Seahawks got up 12-0, I'm like, this game's over. This game's completely over.
Yeah.
I think you're discrediting the Texans defense a bit. I don't remember much about that game. You guys know what the score was off the top of your head in the Texans-Patriots game?
I thought it ended up being pretty close, didn't it?
I think it was. But you're right. Yeah, they had the easiest schedule. They had a very easy playoff run.
It was 29-13 was the final score.
Yeah.
It's the same as the Super Bowl
this year.
Oh, you mean the game in I'm sorry, you meant the conference championship?
No, I'm talking
that's
about
what he meant.
Game.
Zach, say it again.
Talk about the Houston game.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
28-16 Patriots.
Okay.
All right, Zach, I'm going to give you a warning. We're going to write down or put in a spreadsheet what each division champ we're predicting here in a few minutes.
All right. Well, I'm on my phone, so I can do it on my phone.
All right, Jack, thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Quite honestly, probably one of the most boring Super Bowls I remember in a long time. It was just so boring. Luckily, I had some paperwork I had to get done to occupy most of my time. It being so many field goals in the first half and then really just nothing after that. I mean, yeah, there were some touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't like the game was like close, like very like meaningful type of stuff.
Yeah, totally get it. Well, are the Patriots a real threat to get back to Super Bowl next year?
I don't know. I saw someone talk about this. They said that they thought that the Patriots were going to have like 6 wins next year, which I think 6 wins is kind of crazy when you're guaranteed 4 in the division that they play in between the Jets and the Dolphins. So 6, I don't know. I think that they're a top 8 team in the AFC at least. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make it back. Super Bowl, there's no way.
Yeah, their offense is not very good.
I agree. I think with Burrow being healthy with the Bengals, if they can get in, Lamar being healthy, they can get in. I just don't see a path for them going back to the Super Bowl. I mean, they missed out on. I mean, they were the 2 seed. They played the one seed without their starting quarterback. They didn't have to play Buffalo or Jacksonville, who we thought were probably the 2 best teams that were going to come out of the AFC, in my opinion. We thought that they were probably going to have the best chance to go to the Super Bowl out of what was left. And then, I mean, they played Houston, but I mean, it was snowing. CJ Stroud didn't play well. So I don't know. I don't really see a path for them to get back to the Super Bowl, at least not next year, maybe even a couple of years out.
Yeah. And they're going to, I don't know. We obviously don't know the schedule for next year yet, but they're games that are not the designated other conference 4 and the out of division 4 that they play. I guess they're 3 at-large games, and it's based on where you fell in your division. So if you won your division, you're going to have a tougher trio of games I think that's how it works. So there are going to be at least 3 games that will not be gimmies where they're going to get punched in the mouth by this year's division winners somewhere.
Yep.
All right, cool. Y'all want to pivot to picking divisional winners, or is there more to talk about with the Super Bowl?
We can go to division winners.
Yeah, it works for me.
All right, let's start NFC East, and we'll start with Zach, even though he just turned off his camera.
So, well, I got to go to the spreadsheet.
I got you.
AFC East, you said?
Yep. No, I said NFC East. NFC East.
NFC East. I think I'm still going to stick with Philly.
All right, it's the order's going to be Zach, Rob, Jack, Paul, and then I'll just move it by 1 for each division. So, Rob.
Yeah, I got to go with Philly. I don't see anybody else doing anything next year.
Jack.
Yeah, I want to choose Dallas. I really do. I think that they would have a really, really good shot. I think that they'll be in contention, but I'll go Philly. I think Philly will probably fix some of the stuff that they had to deal with this year.
I think A.J. Brown is going to be a problem in the offseason. He may not be an Eagle by the time the season starts. I don't know that hurts them that badly. They'll find a decent receiver to replace him, or maybe their wide receiver 3 is not that bad. I don't know who their wide receiver 3 is. But I think they're going to take a step back. And I think Daniels, even though my brain tells me that he's going to get injured again, I think Daniels has a really good season, and the Commanders are much better when he's healthy and playing. So I'm going to go with a dark horse and say the Commanders. All right, NFC North, Rob.
NFC North. I think I'm going to go. I think they'll turn things around. I'm going to go with Detroit.
Jack.
I like Detroit. I think that the Bears will probably regress a little bit from the season that they had. They just won too many funky games. So I'll go Green Bay.
I'm going to go Detroit because I think Dan Campbell is going to have those guys on fire, angry. They're going to be hitting harder next season than they did this season. They're just going to they're going to give more effort. They're going to give effort they don't understand right now that they can give, and they're going to go 13-4 and win the division, I think, pretty handily. Zach.
I'm going to probably go with Chicago. I think Ben Johnson's going to continue building on what he did this year and get him to the top.
Yeah. Zach, that's called recency bias, which is how we picked the divisions and went 1-7 on the divisions. But you could be right on that one. We'll see. All right, let's go NFC South. Oh, God. I don't even want to talk about this. Jack.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tampa. I expect everyone to be fully healthy going into next year, so I'll take Tampa.
All right, I'm going to, as I want to do, I'm not going to go Tampa, even though I'd love to see them win the division. I'm going to go New Orleans, and hear me out. Their defense is pretty darn good. It got overshadowed by they just didn't know what they were doing for the first half of the season on offense. But that team in the last third of the season, they were a good team. How do you pronounce the guy's name? Shuck?
Shuck,
Yep.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Shuck's legit. He was a sneaky good draft pick for the Saints. And maybe they don't win it next year, even though I'm predicting it next year. I think they're definitely going to win it in the next 2 or 3 years.
I'm going to abandon the picking Tampa every time thing and reiterate exactly what you just said. I think it's going to be New Orleans.
Yeah, so, Zach, you and I just picked what you consider to be our rival.
Yep.
Oh, gosh. Is it that bad in Rochester? Is it that cloudy in Rochester that this is happening?
I haven't seen the sun in months.
It's not good. That's not good.
Sucks.
Is that true?
Well,
Hold on. Is that true?
No. Well, it is very cloudy, but no, I've seen the sun.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I'm going back to y'all's team. I think Tampa. I think they are just solid. And I think they get off maybe not to as good a start as they did this year, but I think they hold it together better than they did at the end of this year. So,
all right. We'll take that. All right. NFC West, and that starts with me. By the way, back to the Super Bowl. the reason the Seahawks, one of the reasons the Seahawks won handily is they had a really rough division to play in, right? That they were San Fran and LA arguably are two of the top 5 teams in the whole league, and that's in your division, and you survive that, win the division. Yeah, you're ready for the playoffs. You take the Patriots route, as we talked about, you're just not ready for the biggest game. Man, NFC West, the Rams. I think it's going to be a slobber knocker season in that division, but I think the Rams pull it off. And by the way, I challenge one of you to say Arizona as we finish the NFC. Zach.
This is tough. I also want to go LA, but I want to be different, so I'm going to go San Fran.
Yeah.
It's a 33 chance for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I have no idea.
Rob.
LA.
Wow. Mix it up, Jack.
Yeah, I'll take Seattle. I think that they look so good. They're not losing anything, so I'll go ahead and go with Seattle.
Yeah, and when you said Seattle, it reminded me Frank Walker, the running back for Seattle. They don't get a ton of coverage because they're in the Northwest, but I'm so happy for that guy. He has been working his rear end off for a long time, and it paid off in a Super Bowl win. I was very happy for that guy.
He's about to get paid too because he's a free agent this year.
Nice, good. I'm happy for it.
And if they get Charbonnet back, they'll have their touchdown runner back too. So,
yeah.
All right, I'm not going to go in the same order of direction divisions, meaning I'm not going to start in the East for the AFC because I kind of want to hold them out. Let's go AFC South, and this starts with you, Zach.
I feel like I have to go Jacksonville.
Okay. Fair
Nobody
enough.
else convinced me. So
yeah, I'm going Texans. Their defense is super good. I think they don't get off to a slow start that they did this year, and I'm gonna hope that CJ figures something out over the offseason and comes back to playing the way that I know he can.
Robert or Jack, do y'all have any theories what happened to him in that playoff game? Is it just sometimes you have bad games and it is what it is, or is it something more permanent?
Well,
I mean, he hit 2 in a row because go ahead, Jack.
I think when you get to the NFL, I think a lot of teams don't invest in cute quarterback coaches as much as they do in college. So I think with like being able to work less, especially when you have a defensive minded head coach, I think it just makes I think regression is always in play. I think if they get CJ some help from a coaching standpoint, I think that he'll be back to where he was the beginning of when he started his rookie year.
Yeah, fair enough. You think they win the division?
I do think Houston wins the division. That defense is I think the best, and I don't think it's that close. I think that defense is just so good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Jacksonville had a nice season. I still don't trust them to do any real damage in the playoffs. They'll probably come in second. I think the Texans win that division. I mean, they spend so much money on these NFL teams. It seems very obvious, to Jack's point, that they should hire like a no-kidding quarterback whisperer and just get CJ right, or at least better.
Yeah.
And if they don't do that, that's an amazing omission for that franchise. All right, so 3 of us went Texans. Zach, you went Jacksonville. I'll save the North till the end. So let's go AFC West.
I'm going San Diego. I think they fix their O-line issues. They get their running backs get healthy. Yeah, I'm going San Diego.
They have a lot to address on the offensive line.
They do.
They do have a good coach. They have a good quarterback. But
well, I don't like their coach, but I agree with you on the quarterback part. But
liking and whether he's good or not are two different things.
Very good point, Mr. Gilman.
I can't help myself. I'm going to be a smartass here. When you said San Diego Chargers, were you talking about the team from like 2018?
Maybe.
Yeah, it actually doesn't matter. Whenever I reference the Chargers, I'm going to put them in a different city every time I say Chargers.
Good call. Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
My
They
bad.
don't have any fans.
That's right. My bad. Sorry.
I know two, and I think that's the extent of their fandom across the country.
Good. Well, I got 2 LAs on my list. Then I'll just put it that way. I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, it's all good. I think I do it all the time. All right, Jack, who you got?
What's Bo Nix's ankle timeline?
He's probably back for the beginning of the season. Ankles are usually pretty quick, right?
All right. Well, I'll expect 6 months. So yeah. I'm gonna go with Denver. That defense, I think, is on par with the Los Angeles Chargers. I believe that they're on par. They're much, much younger, and I don't have to worry about their O-line. So I'm gonna take Denver to go back to and win the division again.
Yeah, I agree with Denver. I think the Chargers are not going to be able to fully fix their offensive line problems. Denver's well coached, even though I don't like the coach. And the Raiders are going to be horrible for the rest of time. And the Chiefs are on a major decline, and that makes me happy. All right, Zach.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Denver as well. Their defense is absurd, and I think Bo Nix is gonna be healthy by the beginning of the season. So I'll pick Denver.
All right, cool. Let's go AFC East. Another 2 horse race. I can't imagine we're gonna pick one of the other 2. Jack.
Although it is a brand new coach, I'm going to take Buffalo, especially because I just don't think the Patriots can replicate what they did, nor will they have as easy of a schedule.
Yeah, I think that schedule thing makes it like Buffalo. If you don't win the division, then you have no hope of ever winning a Super Bowl. No hope. Like they have to win the division.
I think they have to be the 1 seed, honestly.
Yeah, great point. And I don't know that they have the horsepower to do it. I think they have the horsepower to win in a pretty weak division, but I don't know that they have it in for some of the other teams in the AFC. All right. Yeah, it's Buffalo. Zach, who you got?
I think Buffalo fixes their receiver issue in the offseason. So I think they'll win the division.
All right, cool. Rob.
Bills. Sorry. Yep.
What were you thinking about?
I was actually looking over at a dog. Sorry, my bad. And I thought I'd already written it down, so I thought I'd already gone. I think was part of my problem.
I thought you had frozen. I wasn't sure what was going on. I mean that's
the self freeze.
That's the kind of focus our fans really love about us.
I know. I'm into it, baby. Let's go.
All right, we'll start with, I guess it's starting with me, and we'll end with Jack and Rob. That's good. AFC North, there's something about the Bengals being good every 3 or 4 years and just being train wrecks in the off years, and I think this is going to be a year for Cincinnati. I think Baltimore's on the decline. I think Pittsburgh is going to be competitive, and they certainly could win the division because it's that kind of franchise, but I think Burrow has a crazy year, and all of that talent and all the money they spend on offense pays off. Cleveland has 0 chance. Zach.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I'm going to pick Cincinnati as well for basically every reason you just said.
Cool. Rob.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you said and that Zach dittoed. But I'm still holding out hope. I think McCarthy, is a good coach. I think Rodgers will be back. I know a lot of people don't like that, but the dude still had pretty decent stats, mid-20s on the TDs, and I think he ended up with like 9 interceptions, and that last one was in the playoff, and he hadn't thrown an interception for like 5 games. So I think he comes back to play with McCarthy one more time. It gives him another year for him to tutor and McCarthy to QB whisper to Will Howard. Maybe Will actually stays healthy and gets some playing time. We're not as old as people think, so I think we're still okay there to a degree. And I think with Rodgers hopefully coming back, it stops them from everything that Jack and I have heard. I think Jack will say this, that all we heard is they were going to draft another quarterback. which we didn't thought was horrible decision. So now they can actually focus on some of the, the positions they need to. So mostly from the heart, I'm going to take Pitt, but Cincinnati, they're the ones I'm most scared of in our division next year. That's for sure.
Cool, Jack.
Yeah, for starters, I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I think that offense is just too good. Their defense sucks, but when your offense is that good in the NFL, we've seen teams that are just able to outscore anybody. I would like to pick the Steelers because I do think Rodgers is coming back, but at the same time, we need to draft a receiver. If we draft a quarterback in the first round, I probably won't watch a Steelers game, and I'll be one of the people just chanting 3 weeks in. There's no point in us drafting a quarterback. I think it'd be the worst draft pick of all time, especially in the Steelers franchise, which is pretty smart when it comes to draft picks. We need a receiver, and we need all the help that we can get. We lose some guys to free agency. There's a lot, and we don't have the books for it when you have to pay TJ Watt and some other people. But I think Cincy comes away with the division.
Yep, fair enough. Is Tom Brady the only player in NFL history to make the upside for the money for him just in salary and incentives in his contract? He took money out of his own pocket and he won a bunch of Super Bowls. Is he the only one who's ever done that? Because if I'm TJ, I'm like, I'm not getting any younger. Maybe I restructure my contract and it helps us pick up a great receiver or a good cornerback or whatever. Is Brady the only one?
To my knowledge.
I think he's definitely the most grandiose one. That's for sure. I don't know if anybody else has ever. I'd have to research that. But
it can be a rhetorical question because I don't know the answer either.
Yeah.
All right. Any fun facts before we end the recording? No fun facts. All right.
Yeah.
What are we talking about next week?
I don't know. We're going with college basketball.
I say we pivot to college basketball, and if we want to, we'll let Zach and Jack opine about college prospects for the draft upcoming.
All right.
Yeah.
Or we could do a mock draft. Each of us get to represent 8 teams, and we'll follow the draft order.
Just do 2 divisions each?
I will have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but
that'd be fun.
I'll make some fun picks.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. That'd be fun. You like that, Jack?
Yeah, I agree.
I still think we should start talking about college basketball too. So we'll do a mock draft. All right, well, let's figure it out now. Zach and Jack. All right, we're gonna do a draft of divisions. All right, here we go. We're gonna start with Zach, and we'll do the same rotation. What do you take as your first division that you want to represent?
NFC South.
All right, nice. Rob, which one do you want? All right, Zach, write these down.
How about we just I'll take the South. So I'll take the NFC and AFC South.
All right, nice. I like that. All right, which cardinal direction do you want, Rob? God, Zach, those are awful. Those are so bad. Oh,
the bad teams, yeah, but they got high draft picks.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, you'll be done by
I'll be done by pick 16. Yeah.
All right, wait. So I'm picking 2 divisions.
North, south, east, west.
Right, but then I'm doing their draft picks.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. But how? Okay.
Let's take the North.
All right, I'll go with the North. That's fine. Yep.
All right.
I'll take the West. Give me the number 1 overall pick.
Oh God, I'm stuck with the East for both. I hate both of those divisions. I'm going to make bad picks intentionally.
I was going to say, yeah, you could just.
I'm going to make 8 picks that are on no one's board on Earth.
Oh my God!
How many draft eligible players can you name?
Wow. Maybe 0.
No, come on. Who just won the national championship?
Who did win the national championship?
I'm so
quarterback.
Indiana.
Indiana, yeah, their career second worst record of all time in Division I football. Just won the national championship. Yeah, well, Jack, do we want to pencil in Fernando for you?
I mean, that team could use literally every position available. But yeah, they need the quarterback probably the most, even if they do start Geno, which what they said about Geno was the greatest thing about how he was like, he left the team last year to get Sam Darnold and then went to a team and did so bad that they were able to get the first draft pick.
Yeah, I heard him referred to as the most powerful quarterback in the NFL because of that.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, I think fine, take Fernando, but don't you dare put him on the field unless you absolutely have to, because there are very few quarterbacks that have been through something that brutal. Aikman and Manning have followed a similar path, but that's rare. You let that kid sit for a year, maybe even 2, and then put him on the field after you've found some decent people to run the ball, to catch the ball in the block.
What's been the love with these franchises starting a first-year quarterback in like the last like 3 or 4 years? It's like the only time I've seen them do it so frequently.
They're idiots. The world's
Yeah,
getting dumber. The world's
I
getting
agree
dumber.
with that.
It has to do with job security.
Say more.
For the GMs or the head coach, because it only seems like the GMs keep their job, especially in Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, if you think your best chance of keeping your job is to start your rookie quarterback and you can kind of pin the blame on him, that's just how it goes.
Interesting.
That's stupid.
You could convince the owner that you're developing him and you need more time.
Yeah, because the last people you want advice about football are the owners, actually.
Right.
Yeah, $100 millionaires and then that know nothing about football but just love the fact that they can rake in so much money.
Yeah, they can opine about anything they want, and they're just raking in money. Crazy. All right, so, Zach, did you write those down? I won't forget that I have the East for next week.
I did not write them down, but I know what mine is.
All right, I know what mine is. I'm sure the Doles.
I'll try to send out a text. I
I know
wrote
what
it down.
mine is, which means that we'll all know which one my dad has.
All right, cool. I can't do anything Tuesday night, but I can do Wednesday next week, if that works.
Yep.
Works for me.
Yep,
All
that
right.
works.
Hey, Jack and Rob, did Zach tell them about the average score for that second exam you took? Or do
It was like
not talk about it on recording? Let me stop the recording and you tell them the story.
All right.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. We'd also really appreciate if you'd rate and review us. You can find us at scodupodcast.com.